At around the beginning of the season, I made a video titled How Kai Havertz Went From World-Class Talent to a Premier League Flop, where I go over how Havertz was pretty underwhelming in his last couple of seasons with Chelsea, and how the start of his Arsenal career wasn't going well either. But now, Kai Havertz has completely flipped the switch, and has quickly become one of the most important players Arsenal has right now. So, how has Kai Havertz bounced back to become one of the best players in this Premier League season? Well, let's take a look. But real quick before we get on with the video though, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're actually really close to 100,000 subscribers, so I would just appreciate it if y'all could subscribe, since it's free after all. So if you want to, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Back to topic, a few years ago, Kai Havertz was described as a generational talent for Bayer Leverkusen, and he was quickly showing why he was one of the best talents coming out of Germany. Eventually, in the summer of 2020, he signed with Chelsea for an initial fee of £62 million, and for the first couple of seasons with the Blues, Kai Havertz did pretty well, even scoring the only goal in the Champions League final to defeat Man City to lift the trophy. However, after this patch, Havertz would perform below his standards, and he was not living up to the hype he once had back in Germany. Then, in the summer of 2023, Chelsea's hierarchy had enough of Kai Havertz and were ready to sell him, with Real Madrid's interest in him looming large. But instead, Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, saw something within Havertz, and he wanted Havertz to join him. So Arsenal decided to pay up £65 million to sign Kai Havertz to become one of their key players for the 23-24 campaign. Initially though, it seemed kind of like a stupid deal, considering the fact that Chelsea made a profit on Kai Havertz after he was labeled as a Premier League flop. And for the first half of the season, it seemed like Kai Havertz was set to flop for Arsenal as well. That's because in the first 16 games across all competitions for Arsenal, Kai Havertz only managed to get a grand total of 1 goal and 1 assist. And his 1 goal was a penalty against Bournemouth, which his teammates gave to him out of pity / wanting him to get his confidence back. And the assist was for Martinelli, who honestly did all the hard work to score against Man City. So what was going on with Havertz? Well, for starters, it was obvious that Havertz was lacking in confidence, and it seemed like sometimes he didn't believe in himself enough to make the right play on the pitch, and this would end up costing Arsenal in the attack. Additionally, Arteta, or someone in Arsenal's coaching department, had the idea that they could turn Havertz into a number 8, which is a left center midfielder. And in theory, this wasn't the worst idea, considering the fact that in the last couple of seasons with Chelsea, Kai Havertz wasn't that good of a striker, and he had one of the lowest XGs in the top European leagues. However, the experiment of Havertz in the midfield wasn't working too well, because during his time as a midfielder for Arsenal, Havertz had 17 starts and 2 substitute appearances, playing a total of almost 1,400 minutes. But during that time, he had a 0.2 goals expected per 90, 0 assists expected per 90, 0.27 expected goals per 90, and 0.13 expected assists per 90, which isn't that good for someone that supposedly has exceptional attacking talent. Now, Havertz would do better at his time in the midfield position from the end of November to around mid-February, with him proceeding to score 5 more goals in the next 13 games across all competitions, including an 89th minute winner in the away game against Brentford, where Havertz came off the bench, a crucial goal against Luton away in a 4-3 victory, another late goal against Brighton to seal a 2-0 victory, a goal against Burnley away to help Arsenal triumph 5-0, and his first Champions League goal for Arsenal against Lens when they beat them at home 6-0. However, even though Kai Havertz was showing signs that he was starting to get his confidence back, it was still clear to Arteta and the coaching department that something needed to change for Havertz positionally in order to get the best out of his talent. And with Arsenal not having a lethal striker already, with Eddie Nketiah not being a starter for the team, and Gabriel Jesus struggling with injury issues and also just isn't a lethal finisher, Arteta decided to give Havertz a chance to start at the center forward position, even though Havertz didn't do that well with Chelsea as a sole number 9. But maybe with Arsenal's tactics and the way they play, Havertz could perform better with them. And whoever thought of this genius idea from Arsenal's coaching department deserves a medal or something, because this move changed Arsenal's season for the better. Ever since Kai Havertz switched to the center forward position pretty much permanently in mid-February, he's been on fire. In the game against Newcastle where Arsenal won 4-1, Kai Havertz was at the right spot to score his goal, and also got an assist in the same game, the first time this would happen for Havertz in his Arsenal career. Then a week later against Sheffield United, Kai Havertz picked out the bottom corner to score in the 6-0 thrashing, and also got an assist in the same game again, making it 2 times in a row. This wouldn't happen in the next game against Brentford though, but Havertz did score a clutch 86-minute winner to get his side all 3 points in a crucial title race. Havertz would then go on to get an assist against Luton Town in the 2-0 win at home, and right after that, he got a goal and an assist against Brighton in the 3-0 win away. Finally though, Havertz would get the opportunity to play against his old side, Chelsea, the team he won the Champions League for, and Havertz was a man on a mission to get vengeance against his former club, and he did just that, because after receiving a beautiful pass from Odegaard, Havertz stood firm against Cucurella and scored against his former club, even celebrating it too, pissing off Chelsea fans in the process. This wouldn't be the only goal though, because Havertz would get a brace for the first time in his Arsenal career to seal off a 5-0 victory for the North London club. And speaking of North London, the North London derby was up next, and Havertz was the key player once again, getting a crucial goal and assist to give the Gunners a very important 3-2 victory away from home in their title race against against Man City. Liverpool was also supposed to be in the title race, but my team low-key fumbled the bag. You hate to see it. So as we can clearly see, Havertz is excelling in the striker position. So much so that Nagelsmann took a page out of Arteta's book and put Havertz as a striker in their friendly game against France, where Havertz would actually score and play a part in beating the French 2-0 on the night. Going into the finer details too, Havertz has leveled up his personal game tremendously, because in the 8 games where Havertz moved to the center forward position, he's gotten 7 goals and 5 assists, and in that same time frame, he's gotten himself a 0.66 goals expected per 90, 0.55 assists per 90, 0.56 expected goals per 90, and a 0.13 expected assists per 90. And with Havertz having this insane level up in terms of personal stats, all Arteta has to do is to continue to play Havertz at the 9 position, and maybe Arsenal could actually win the Premier League. And that's exactly what Arteta didn't do. You see, in the last couple of months, there were only 2 games where Arteta didn't play Havertz in the striker position, where he would let Gabby Jesus play instead. One of the games was the 2-0 win against Wolves, which is fine, but the other game was a 2-0 loss at home to Aston Villa. And this loss to Villa put the Premier League title in Man City's hands, not Arsenal's. And this loss could cost the London club very much. If Havertz was playing the 9 that day, who knows what could have happened. Maybe Arsenal could have scored a goal and this loss wouldn't have happened. Arteta low-key fumbled with that lineup, not gonna lie. Anyways though, why is there such a huge difference between Havertz playing at the striker position compared to the midfield position? The answer is relatively simple. Playing up front allows Havertz to unlock the best parts of his game more frequently, therefore helping him play better for his team. While in the midfield position, Havertz is basically being forced to sit deeper in the pitch, and really the only time he's allowed to take part in the attack is to make a late run in the box, and that's because he's a midfielder in those games after all. And the reason why Havertz wasn't doing so well at the striker position for Chelsea is because, well, Chelsea just stink. They've gone through numerous managers during Havertz's time there, forcing him to adapt to different systems, and Havertz isn't a striker that can do it all by himself. He needs help, which with Kawasaka, Trossard, Martinelli all given. But when he was at Chelsea, most of the players he had to play alongside with were low on confidence, or overall were just rubbish as well, making him rubbish in the process. But Arteta must have seen something in training, and because of that, he gave Havertz the keys to start at the top of the pitch again. And now Havertz is excelling, and Arsenal might not need to dive deep in the transfer market this summer to sign an elite striker, since Havertz is becoming one. Plus, if Arsenal does go ahead and sign another striker, this would push Havertz out wide or in the midfield, and we already know that isn't his strong suit. And now it's time for me to say something that I don't usually do, and that's an apology to Kai Havertz himself. Because in my previous video about him, although I did say I still believed in him and I think he could turn it around eventually, I did say that I didn't think Havertz has a future as a number 9 and Arsenal potentially wasted money on him. And for that, I was wrong, because Havertz is proving to be amazing at the 9 for Arsenal. And sorry Havertz, I guess. But hey, I did say I always believed in you, so don't get it twisted. Anyways, Arsenal fans or Premier League fans as a whole, what are your guys' thoughts on Kai Havertz as a player today? Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to the channel. We're close to 100,000 subscribers, so I would just really appreciate it. And please be sure to follow my Twitter and my Instagram. The links are in my YouTube description. Last but not least, if you want to learn more about how Liverpool fumbled 3 trophies this season, one of them actually being the Premier League title, something that Arsenal are currently fighting for, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.